How do you negotiate the best deal when buying a new car? That's what we're going to find out. Welcome to Car Help Corner, and today I'm going to show you the absolute best strategy to follow to negotiate the best deal when buying a new car from the dealership. I'm going to go through everything step by step. You can do this from your own home, and if you're really lucky, you might even be able to do the whole thing in just 1 to 2 hours. I've been negotiating dozens of car deals every single month for my clients for the past 15 years. So I know this strategy works. So let's get right into it. So when it comes to negotiating the best new car deal, there are 3 pillars to the process. The first pillar is negotiating the best price on the vehicle itself, making sure that you get a great dealer discount, all the manufacturer incentives, and no dealer fees or add-ons. The second pillar to the process has to do with the financing or leasing terms if you decide to take either of those options. And then the third final pillar is your trade-in car, making sure that you're getting a fair price for your trade-in. Each one of these pillars needs to be optimized in order to make sure that you get the best overall car deal. So let's begin with that first pillar, the price of the vehicle itself. Now, the best place to start here is to visit the car manufacturer website. So let's say, for example, I want to buy a new Mitsubishi Outlander. So I'll go to the car manufacturer website and then go to the section where you can build your own car. Now, the final step of this process is going to give you a price breakdown where you can see the price of the car with all the mandatory fees and sales tax. This is a great benchmark to use at the dealership to make sure that you're only paying the mandatory fees and nothing else. No dealer junk fees and no add-ons. Now, the mandatory fees for a new car vary from region to region, but basically we have the MSRP of the vehicle, or the manufacturer suggested retail price. There's a delivery and destination or freight and PDI fee. We have a few small government fees plus licensing and title, which together are less than $200. There's usually a administration fee or dock fee that's charged by the dealership, typically between $300 and $800. Now, this can be negotiable. Some dealerships make it mandatory, and sometimes dealers don't charge them at all. So just make sure that you ask for a discount to offset this fee. And then finally, we have our sales tax, which of course depends on where you're located. And that's basically it. Now, of course, when you visit the dealership, chances are the price is going to have extra dealer fees, all kinds of junk fees or add-on products that they're automatically going to throw into the deal. You have to make sure that you read the contract or quote carefully to make sure that you do not pay for any of these charges. If you see any of them, make sure that they're removed from the deal, or worst case scenario, make sure that you get extra discount to offset any of those charges. Now, the second thing that we need to do on the car manufacturer website is to make sure that we're receiving any rebates or incentives that we're eligible for. So for this, just go to the offer section on the website and you can look up any available rebates that are being offered that month for the vehicle that you want to buy. Make sure that you're eligible for those rebates and just make a note of them to make sure that the dealership includes them in the final deal. And then we have the third piece to making sure that we get the best price on a new car, which is getting a dealership discount. So how much discount should we be asking for on a new car? Well, the profit margin on new cars between dealer cost or invoice price and the MSRP is typically roughly between 5 to 8%. That's the profit margin that the dealership has. Now, we can ask closer to that 8% discount if we're buying a car that has lots of supply, great dealer inventory that dealerships are desperate to sell. But on the other hand, if we want to buy a car that has very limited supply, dealerships don't have them on their lot, the car needs to be ordered, and you have to wait a few months or even several months in order to get that car, well, then you're not going to be able to ask for as big of a dealer discount. Maybe 1 or 2%, or maybe even close to MSRP. So it really depends on the vehicle you're buying. Going back to the example I shared of the Mitsubishi Outlander, this is a program that I use when negotiating deals for my clients, which shows me both the MSRP and the dealer invoice or dealer cost. And we can see for this particular model, the difference between the two is around $4,500 or 7%. And because this is a vehicle that has excellent supply, dealers have lots of inventory, we can ask closer to that 7% discount, maybe even closer to a 10% discount in the US. So let's combine everything together. We now have our dealer discount of around $4,000. We have all of the incentives or rebates that we're eligible for, which we've included in the price, and we're only paying the mandatory dealer fees. No additional junk fees or add-ons. And when we add it all up, that's the target price that we're going to aim to pay at the dealership. So now that we know the target price that we want to pay, it's now time to contact the dealership and make a deal. So reach out to your local dealership either by phone or by email. Do not visit the dealer in person for this. When you go into the dealership, you're going to lose all your leverage and you're going to give the dealer the power to use sales tactics and sales pressure in order to get you to sign, which you don't want. So make sure you do all of this from home, by phone or by email. And also make sure that you reach out to the dealer's sales manager, not a regular salesperson. Salespeople have no discretion or ability to discount vehicles or sometimes even give you a price. So just go straight to the sales manager to cut out the middle person. Now, what you want to say to the sales manager is that you are ready to buy and you're looking for the best deal possible. And if you get the price that you want, you will sign. So share the deal with the dealership, the price that you want to pay, and give them an opportunity to match the price. Best case scenario, they match the price, they do the deal, and all you have to do at that point is get the paperwork from them, make a deposit, and the vehicle is basically secured. Now, let's say the manager does not agree to the price. Well, at that point, you have to consider different options. If the manager won't agree to the deal or at least come very close to the price that you want, you have to tell them that you're prepared to shop around until you get the deal that you want. And at that point, you may have to reach out to a second, a third, maybe even a fourth dealership that's further away. You need to be prepared to shop around. You cannot assume that the dealership closest to you is going to be the one that gets you the best deal. It may take approaching at least 2 or 3 different dealerships. The goal is to get a price quote, ideally one that's close to the price that you want, but you want to get the numbers, you want to get that price quote from them one way or another. And once you have a quote from one dealership, you can then use that as leverage to go back to another one. Now, ideally, you don't want to have to go there. The goal is to get a great deal at a reasonable price. Now, let's say the dealership agrees to your price. They are giving you a great dealer discount. You're getting all the rebates you're eligible for, and there are no dealer junk fees or add-on products in the price breakdown of the quote. So great job. Now we can move on to the second pillar of the process, which is the financing or leasing terms. Now, if you want to pay cash, great. There's nothing that needs to be done here. But of course, many new car buyers do need to finance or lease. I'll put a link to a separate video that covers leasing in detail because that's kind of its own thing. But when it comes to financing, it does make sense to consider financing if you're able to get a very low interest rate, which means you can hold on to your cash, invest it elsewhere, and get a low rate loan or perhaps a 0% rate loan, which means you won't have any borrowing costs. Now, let's go back to the car manufacturer website in the offer section where we can see the available incentives that are offered for financing. Many car manufacturers have excellent incentives, 2.9, 1.9%, sometimes even 0% financing, which you should definitely take advantage of. Now, a lot of YouTube videos mention how you should go to your own bank and get pre-approved for a loan before you go to the dealership and use that as leverage, but you don't necessarily need to do that for a brand new car. New cars have incentives from the manufacturer. The manufacturer subsidizes the interest rates on the financing, which is how you get these incredibly low rates like 1.9%, 0%. You're not going to get a rate that low if you go to your own bank. So doing that is just not necessary for a brand new car. Now, of course, the dealer is going to ask you whether you want to pay cash, finance, or lease. And all you have to tell them is that you're considering all your options and you're going to do whichever one makes the most sense for you. But when it comes to paying cash or financing through the car manufacturer, it really doesn't make any difference to the dealer. The deal is going to be the same for them either way. Now, one more thing I'll say regarding financing, make sure that you finance on a shorter term loan, maximum 48 months or 60 months, 4 to 5 years, just so that you pay off the vehicle as quickly as possible, and also try and make a large down payment, at least 20 to 25%. That way you pay off the car quickly, you pay less money in interest, and you avoid negative equity. Now that brings us to the final pillar of the car buying process, which is the trade-in vehicle. You can get a great deal on a brand new car, save a lot of money with lots of discounts, but it's not going to matter much if the dealership just lowballs you on your trade-in car, if you happen to have one. So you need to make sure that you're getting a very fair price for your trade-in. Now, how do you do that? Well, you can go online on websites like Auto Trader, Car Gurus, and research what cars similar to yours are going for. But an even better way to do this is to use online instant cash offer tools. Websites like Auto Trader, Carvana, Carfax, and in Canada, Clutch.ca will give you a real offer to purchase your car. This is an offer from a dealership, so get an instant cash offer and see whichever one is highest from all of these different websites. Then take that offer back to the dealership you're buying from and give them an opportunity to match the offer. At least that way you know you're getting fair market value for your car. If they match it, great. Apply the trade-in price to the deal, and that will be deducted from the price of the new car before sales tax, which means you'll get tax savings on top of that. And if the dealer is not willing to come anywhere close to that offer, well, at least you know you can sell your car somewhere else if necessary. Now, there is one more part to this entire process which almost everyone despises and loathes, and that, of course, is the final step of buying a car, where the dealership takes you to the business office or the F&I office, and they're going to try and sell you all kinds of extras, from extended warranty to maintenance plans, protection plans, rust proofing, ceramic paint coating, wheel and tire protection. The list of add-ons just goes on and on. And the dealership is going to use high pressure tactics. They're really going to push you to buy these products because this is a major profit center for the dealer. In fact, they make a lot more money on these products than they do on the price of the vehicle itself. So the way to approach this is to tell the dealer that you are not prepared to buy any products at this time. Just decline, go home, do your own research to see which products you really want or need, and you can always make a decision to buy them later on. I'll put a link to a video all about dealer add-on products and extras so you can decide which ones make sense for you. Some of them might make sense, others are just going to be a complete waste of money that you definitely want to say no to. And that's basically it. That covers the entire process from start to finish. Now, shopping for a new car is not an easy process. It can be rather complicated, stressful, quite the hassle, and it is easy to make mistakes. So definitely take your time with this and do not rush into signing a deal right away. And if you don't feel comfortable with this process and you'd rather a professional cover a lot of this for you or even do the whole deal for you, well, this is a service that I offer through the organization I work with. We negotiate the entire deal for our clients, make sure that you're saving a lot of money and take the stress and hassle out of buying a car so that there's no buyer's remorse. Now, this car buying service is offered in Ontario, but if you live anywhere else in Canada or even in the US and you just want to speak to a professional to get professional advice, negotiating tips, or have a professional look over your offer and give you feedback, all of that is included in our consultation service. So definitely take a look at our website. So hopefully this information was helpful, and if it was, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the hype button. And again, if you're planning to purchase a car and need any professional advice or help getting a great deal, make sure to visit carhelpcan.com. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.